So I don't know if you can see this. Can you
I
see
just
that?
see all those, the gray.
Okay, so I'll just tell you what you're looking at here. This is the patella, so it's your kneecap. This is the femur,
What
all
could
the
the
way into
fluid
the
come from?
muscle mass.
What makes the fluid pop up?
Internal damage. So you pulled something, you strained. Very good to see
Thank
you.
you. Good seeing you.
When I was in 10th grade, I knew I was either going to be a doctor or a rabbi. I wanted to help people on some level. And I knew it was physical or spiritual or something, but I wanted to be involved in something that made a difference in people's lives.
You know, I had said my 90th birthday.
Practice, thank
It was
you.
so wonderful to me.
But I never worry about anything here. If I call Kathy and I've got, 3 ridiculous symptoms and I don't want to just automatically take something, she calls me back with an answer. I didn't know if she got him in France or New York or something. So it's a very, very secure feeling.
And you always, I always felt better after I left. It's just Dr. Neimart exudes positivity. It's just, you feel like the world is a better place after you leave here.
We grew up in a very tight-knit family. We a small community, Youngstown, Ohio. So it was a very close-knit community, and everybody was very involved in other people's lives. People took care of each other. So I think that's where I got it. It was just families that were used to helping each other out. And I liked the way that made me feel. Medical school was great. I knew I loved it. I loved everything I could, learn. But my internship was really tough. I got in there enthusiastic. I wanted to help people, but the schedule was grueling. It was 110-hour weeks. We were on call every third night. So I got really depleted. I woke up one day in a call room and I was like, I couldn't move. I couldn't even think about going into work that day. I was in tears, but I couldn't get myself to even get up and go to work. They found out I had mono. I had an infectious hepatitis. I got a hemolytic anemia. I became anemic, and they had to put me in the hospital. Medicine almost broke me. Yeah, it really did. Right then and there when I got sick, I go, something's wrong with this system. Traditional medicine just focused on the physical illness. That's what they tried to do to me. It's like, oh, you got this virus, so therefore you're depressed and all that kind of stuff. But nobody asked me about, how I felt. Did I feel stressed? Anything like that. And I knew it was the stress of that internship and being away from my family and friends that led to me getting ill. While I was recouping there, that's when I really started to look into things like, well, how does the emotional health affect the physical health? I just reconnected with what, things I loved in life and being surrounded by people who loved me. I had a chance to take up my guitar again, and I learned about journaling then. And I learned that, wow, you can journal about your feelings and you can start to understand how to process stress. You don't just have to pretend it's not there or try and think about something positive instead. You can actually process through, where is it coming from? What belief system do I have that's making me feel, stressed about certain things? That changed my life. We're a whole person. We're not just a physical body. If you don't take care of the emotional body, the mental body, like the thoughts you choose to think, the belief systems you hold, the spiritual beliefs you have, if you don't address those, you can never be completely well. I think the thing about traditional medicine, and especially hospital medicine, that internship year, it's all very transactional. You come in with this illness, you treat the illness with an antibiotic or a surgery or some intervention, and you send the patient home without ever asking why did they get ill. I was in a traditional medical practice, seeing 25, 30 patients a day. People would come and see me, and we'd have 5 or 10 minutes to spend with every one of them. You know, you can't get to a root cause. You can't really get to a deeper problem in a 10-minute visit. It's just impossible. I mean, if you ask one question like, how are things at home? How is it at work? Are you satisfied where you are? Do you like your work? Is it fulfilling to you? And then you see all these lifestyle choices that lead to illness come from trying to cover up the pain and unhappiness of being in a job that somebody hates or being in a relationship that's terrible. So people start choosing really bad habits like eating their feelings and getting heavy. And unless you address that, you miss the point.
He had always really been kind of concierge even before the full definition of the word took place. And I knew it was going to allow him to cut down on the number of patients he had so he could spend as much time as he needed to. I don't think he could have continued in the regular world of, HMO insurance and be the kind of doctor that he was always going to be.
I was looking for a doctor. I don't know how we got in the conversation. And I said, I just hate waiting in these waiting rooms. And I said, you feel like, you're just a number. And he says, you know what you should do? He said, about 2 buildings over or nearby, there's Dr. Neimart. So he has what's called a concierge service. He has fewer patients.
These things are important. You have to understand the emotional health, the psychological health, the spiritual health of a person, because that is intimately connected to their physical health.
And whenever I come in here, I told Kathy and Dr. Nymark and the receptionist that this is the second happiest place on earth.
And I can tell you what some people have said who I've, sent here. It reminds them of old TV shows of doctors, Marcus Welby, because they just feel safe here.
It gave me an edge that other people didn't have. And I could help people get well on a much deeper level.
There's a safety and trust, and it's your health. I mean, it's your life. You don't want to be second guessing with that.